Welcome everybody, and today we are going to be talking about another word problem, Cumin expenses. Alexandra has a stand in the marketplace where she sells ground cumin. She has a fixed amount of weekly expenses, and she sells her cumin for $7.2 per kilogram. If she sells 90 kilograms of cumin, her weekly net profit is $414. 1. What are Alexandra's weekly expenses? 2. How much cumin does Alexandra have to sell to cover her weekly expenses? So I want you to first take a shot at solving both of these problems, then we'll come back and go over the answers together. Okay, so where do we start? Well, we first need to remind ourselves that she has a fixed amount of weekly expenses, and she sells her cumin for $7 per kilogram. And if she sells 90 kilograms of cumin, her weekly net profit is $414. Okay. And we're trying to find what are Alexandra's weekly expenses. So we know she has a fixed amount. But now let's quickly go over what is the definition of net profit. Net profit is basically the income minus the expenses. So yes, so net profit, that's income minus expenses. So what was her income first? Because because we already know her net profit, so basically using this equation over here, we can write income minus net profit is equal to expenses. Okay. Now, do we know the income? Well, we can figure that out, and we do know the net profit. So how do we figure out the income first? Well, the income is going to be 7.2 times 90, which would be equal to 72 times 9, which we will get in the end as 648. So that's going to be our income, $648. And we know that her net profit is $414. So to find her expense, what is 648 minus 414? That would be 234. Okay? So $234 would be weekly expenses. So again, just like last time, we used the equations we knew, and then we use equations to then plug in the information we got from the problem. So take a better look at this, and then let's move on to the second problem. Okay. So the second problem says, how much cumin does Alexandra have to sell to cover her weekly expenses? So the key word here is the word cover. What does cover mean? Well, it means that she'll get a net profit of 0. So we already know her weekly expenses. That's $234. That's her weekly expenses. And she needs to be able to sell she needs to be able to divide the income, and the income has to be exactly the same as the expenses. So what we're going to do is we're going to go 234 divided by 7.2, and then that would be how much cumin in kilograms she would have to sell in order to cover this expense. So quickly do the math, and then the answer you will get should be 32.5. Then, how much cumin does Alexandra have to sell to cover her weekly expenses? 30.5 kilos. So, what did we do over here? Well, we found the expenses, which was $234. Then we divided them by how much dollars per kilogram to find how much kilograms it would take her to sell in order to completely and exactly cover 234. So 32.5 would be our answer. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time.